are you doing?
I'm looking for the Sasquatch in the woods.
Come on, it's time for school.
No!
But we have to film the EDS news.
Yeah!
Welcome to the first edition of the EDS News.
In this riveting edition, we welcome new teachers, prepare for sports, and introduce the new head of school. Every year, the middle school teachers pick a new theme and choose different activities for the students to participate in on the first day of school. The new theme for this year is Sailing the Seven Seas, where students learned important core values to incorporate throughout their school year. Here's Mr. Sogard with more information on middle school activities.
So what's the theme for this year?
It is called the Seven Cs, and each C represents a character building quality for the middle schoolers to become better citizens.
Okay. And what are some of the activities that you're going to be doing throughout the day?
We are doing activities where we either write about it, act them out, and work as teams in order to become better people.
Okay, and how would this help them throughout their school year?
The big one is just making sure that grades 5 through 8 all get along, and so we're working as a team, and then we're able to build on that throughout the year.
All right, thank you.
This year, the lunch vendors are still the delicious ones that you are used to. The lunch vendor for Monday is Subway. Tuesday is Greek's Pizzeria. Wednesday is Chick-fil-A. Thursday is Wonk and Roll. Friday is Penn Station. Please remember to fill out lunch forms in the morning when you walk in so you can pick up your lunch at 11:10. Thank you.
We have several new faculty members around EDS this year. Alice Galbraith and Kate Bochting are the new junior pre-K teachers. Anna Newton is now teaching primary school Spanish. In the middle school, Amy Whetstone is teaching science and Erin Depp is teaching social studies. Christine Panaides is our new upper school pre-calc teacher. Tiki Gear is the director of marketing and Jaron Jaffe is our new headmaster. If you see any of these new faculty members around school, be sure to make them feel welcome.
The 2014 and 2015 school year marks the beginning of a new era at EDS. Mr. Jaron Jaffe was hired to be the new head of school. We managed to get an interview with Mr. Jaffe to ask him some questions about his new role here at EDS.
How would you describe your first month on the job here at EDS?
My first month's been great. I've had conversations with all of our faculty and staff. I've met with our board members. I've met with a lot of families. And while the campus was a little quieter than I like, I'm thrilled that school started and it's so fun to have all the students back.
How would you describe your educational philosophy?
Well, my educational philosophy is a document actually that I wrote that all heads of schools have. It's on our website. But if I was to summarize it, I would say that my educational philosophy is based on creativity and imagination and passion and play, and the idea that our students need the appropriate skills so that they have the best potential to be successful when they graduate from college and in their futures. And my ideal school would be a place where that's a reality.
If you could create your ideal school, what would it be like?
Well, my ideal school, the foundation of it would look a lot like day school. It would be a place where the classes are small, where teachers care more about the kids than they do about the content, where there's this positive energy of creativity. There's no locks in the lockers. Beyond that foundation, I would say that my ideal school would be a place where everything was aligned with the outcomes that we hope to achieve. So if it's creativity and innovation, that our curriculum, that our space, that our teaching philosophy is all based around those outcomes.
Okay, now some fun questions.
Okay.
What was the last book you read?
The last book I read is a really amazing book called Boys in the Boat, and I forget the name of the author, but it was a book about the 1936 gold medal crew team, and they were out of the University of Washington, and crew is typically a very elitist kind of East Coast sport, and this group of poor kids from the Seattle area came together, and right in front of Adolf Hitler in Germany, where the 36 Olympics were hosted in Berlin, they shocked the world and won the gold medal.
What was the last movie you saw?
The last movie I saw was How to Train a Dragon. I have a toddler, so most of the movies I see are Disney or Pixar, and that is his favorite right now. So I've probably seen that movie maybe a half dozen times in the last few days.
If we gave you $100 right now, what would you spend it on?
Wow, $100 right now, what would I spend it on? I'd probably spend it, I would need more than this, but I'd probably spend it on lunch for the faculty and staff. They've been amazing all week. They stayed extra for a in-service retreat that was a little longer than usual, and they stayed extra last night. That was a new event we had last night, so I'd probably thank them for all their work and bring in lunch.
If you could have dinner with anyone, past or present, who would it be and why?
Anyone past or present? Well, the person that I've been reading a lot right now is John Dewey. John Dewey is an educational philosopher who decades and decades ago talked about a lot of the things that we think of as this education revolution right now. So getting away from content-driven curriculum and this obsession with testing and more towards project-based learning and having the educational experience be more about that. So I'd love to sit down with him and ask him how he was able to sort of be a futurist who would think about what this education revolution is now, even though his books and his writing was probably 70, 80 years ago.
The start of the year brings the beginning of high school sports. The girls and boys soccer teams started their double-day practices on Monday, August 4th. The boys and girls played their first match next Tuesday, August the 19th. The boys tennis team also has their first match next Tuesday, the 19th, against Princeton at EDS. Make sure to come out and support our teams as they start their seasons.
It's a new school season, so that can only mean one thing.
Sports are bad!
Middle school soccer started practicing on August 4th. Let's hope that practice pays off, as the boys team has their first match on Saturday, August 16th at 10 a.m. at Central High School. The girls' 3rd through 5th grade team has their first match on Tuesday, August 19th at St. John's at 5. The girls' 6th through 8th grade team have their first match on Wednesday, August 20th at Harrison at 5:30. Make sure to get out and show support for your middle school Eagles.
And now for this week's enigmatic edition of In the Halls, where we put EDS students on the hot seat.
How did you spend your time this summer?
Relaxed. I read like 3 books and then went to Germany.
I did a lot of traveling. Well, I went to Georgia for about a month and a half, and I went to Wyoming, and I also went like up in the mountains of Georgia.
Netflix and Chick-fil-A high school.
I went on a trip to Germany, which was fun.
Well, I've been out of town most of the time. I've only been in town for 3 weeks during the summer.
What is your favorite thing about school?
Friends. Seeing friends. And sports. And food.
Considering I'm pretty hungry right now, I'd say lunch.
I don't know, probably seeing all my friends.
The people.
Probably seeing my old schoolmates, see what they did over the summer.
Lunch.
What can you do as a student to help yourself be more successful this year?
I guess stay organized.
I would say probably try not to like go on like the internet so much and just study more.
Stay focused.
Not procrastinate.
Get into classes that are interesting to make school more fun so that I can learn more.
If you could go anywhere in the world right now, where would you go?
Australia. Just saying.
Costa Rica.
No, it's humid there.
Probably, I don't know, Paris and eat some good food.
Probably, to be honest, go back to Wyoming. It was really pretty, so I'd probably go back there.
Canada.
China.
Australia.
If we gave you $100 right now, what would you spend it on?
Chicken nuggets.
I could be like a good person and be like charity, but I'd probably go shopping.
Concert tickets.
Shoes, I don't know.
I wouldn't spend it on anything. I'll save it.
And now for this week's edition of What's Hot, the Teen Choice Awards. This year's Teen Choice Awards was held Sunday, August 10th, announcing winners in movies, television, and music, selected by teenagers. Divergent won in the category of action and adventure films, and The Fault in Our Stars won in the drama category. In television, The Voice was announced Best Reality Competition Show, and Pretty Little Liars won Best Drama. The male and female artists of the year were named Ed Sheeran and Ariana Grande. The music group of this year was One Direction. That's all for What's Hot this week. Thanks for watching the EDS News. Welcome back to school.
And get ready for a fun year.